Aloha everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hiram.
And welcome to Mask for Mask, world.
Welcome to Mask for Mask, where I review some of the top rated masks in the industry and determine whether or not they are worth it. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hiram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every week. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Summer Friday Jet Lag Mask. We all know what day it is. It's Friday. No, actually it's a Monday night. Whew, this is a popular mask, and one of the reasons I know that is because so many of you guys have commented below my videos asking me to review this. And because you guys wouldn't shut up about it. No, I'm kidding, I love you guys. But after a little while I was like, okay fine, I'll review it. So let's get into the review. So the Jet Lag Mask was created by a brand called Summer Fridays. Now Summer Fridays is a relatively new brand and it definitely gives off like an indie, more like carefree vibe. And when I started looking into it, I found that it was started by two women, Mariana and Laura, who are beauty bloggers. I guess they joined forces together to be able to create a brand that was focused on a simplistic understanding of skincare. In addition to that, they focus on making their ingredient list super easy to read, and I just want to say thank you so much, Summer Fridays. Because I will tell you, sometimes it is so hard to understand what an ingredient lists say because they will go by the scientific name rather than like the common name of an ingredient. The scientific terminology for skincare is very similar as it would be for a dinosaur. The scientific name for a T-Rex is not T-Rex. It's some super complicated name, and it's the same thing with skincare. When it comes to like a basic ingredient like sunflower seed oil, it'll be like hyanthus flower seed extract. I don't remember what the name is. But most companies don't make it easy for us to understand the ingredient list, and Summer Fridays does. So I just want to say thank you so much, Summer Fridays, for making it easier. In addition to that, this brand is carried at Sephora and it is certified clean by Sephora, which basically means that it's free of a lot of irritating ingredients like phthalates, sulfates, mineral oils, and other ingredients. Now, the company has a couple of products, but by far their top claim to fame is the Jet Lag Mask. This mask retails for a sweet $48, which little pricey, but not the worst that I've seen. As I've gotten a vibe for this brand, it's definitely like a middle tier company. It's not super affordable makeup, but it's not like ridiculously priced. It kind of aligns itself right in the middle where it's relatively affordable skincare, but definitely with an air of luxury and a little bit of that luxury tied to the price tag. Anyway, I was able to try out this mask and I have my final thoughts and I'm going to go through the positives and the negatives. Let's get into it. So a lot of people have a misunderstanding when it comes to this mask. A lot of people think that it is like an overnight mask or like something that you wear on the plane so that when you get off the plane your skin is refreshed. No, wrong. It is not. If you look at the instructions on the back, it shows that this is a mask that you use for 10 minutes and then you wipe off. You do not use it for longer than that. So when I first used the mask, I used it for a whole 10 minutes, and I do have to say the cream was very thick, which you know how I feel about thickness. It had a very thick consistency, and when I applied it to my face, I was like, ooh, okay, it definitely has the consistency of some creams that I have talked about on my channel before where I feel like my skin can't breathe. Like it's suffocating because it's so hydrating. But regardless, this feeling went away after a few minutes, which was nice. It seemed to soak and absorb into my skin pretty easily without any complaints from me. Over the times that I used it, I noticed a little bit of fragrance, definitely like peppermint oil, but nothing too overwhelming. I appreciated how light the fragrance was. It was not overwhelming. After 10 minutes, it says that you could wipe off with a damp rag, but I decided to go in and rinse just because I really wanted to make sure that my skin could breathe after this mask. And sure enough, afterwards my skin felt pretty hydrated, it felt pretty soft, I noticed no redness or irritation within my skin, and overall I was pretty happy with the results. I wasn't amazed, but I was happy with them. Now because this is me, we have to talk about the ingredient list. Let me tell you some of my favorite ingredients that this product has. The first being sweet chestnut. Sweet chestnut extract, which is not to be confused with horse chestnut extract, is really strong in antioxidants. Antioxidants help to make sure that our skin is not damaged and protected against the daily damage that we see every single day from different things like pollution and sun exposure and other stuff like that. Sweet chestnut is one of their top ingredients that they use in this product, which I really appreciate because where a lot of other products could use like silicones or something that just really feels nice for the skin but doesn't do too much for the skin, sweet chestnut is a really powerful antioxidant that's both hydrating and protective, so you're really getting skincare benefits out of it. In addition, this mask has a really high concentration of niacinamide, which is an amazing ingredient for just overall reducing the appearance of damage, large pores, wrinkles. It's a powerful antioxidant and it's very hydrating for the skin. I personally love niacinamide, and sometimes it can be really hard to find in products. So when I saw that it was in a high concentration within this product, I was like, ooh, sign me up. Now those were the positives that I had for the mask. Now on to the negatives. Like I said before, I really don't have too big of a problem with this mask, but there definitely are a few red flags that I'm not going to ignore in this video because I'm always honest with you guys and I want you to make sure that you know everything you can about this mask. So when you go onto the website talking about this mask, it lists some of the most beneficial ingredients like sodium hyaluronate and glycerin, all of which are really good for the skin. However, if you look at the ingredient list, these beneficial ingredients are in relatively low concentrations, which doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. However, there is an ingredient that is listed higher than these. If you're not familiar with ingredient lists, they are listed based on the concentration. So the higher up an ingredient is on the ingredient list, the higher the concentration, and vice versa. The ingredient I found that I was a little shocked to see was in as high of a concentration as it was Phenoxyethanol. If you don't know what Phenoxyethanol is, it is a preservative that a lot of companies use in products to make sure that the integrity of their product isn't compromised by air and sunlight exposure. Phenoxyethanol has great benefits when it's used in very low concentrations, and I personally find it best when I see it at the very end of an ingredient list or very close to the end of the ingredient list. However, this ingredient was about halfway up the ingredient list, and it was at a higher concentration than all of the beneficial ingredients that they listed for the product, which is a little bit concerning. Phenoxyethanol is a very controversial preservative, and from my position, if it's at very low concentrations, there's really not a problem with it, but you can start to see a lot of problems with irritation and sensitivity to the skin when you have it at a high concentration. And because this was listed as a higher concentration than the other beneficial ingredients, it does leave me feeling a little bit worried about how often I use this on my face. In addition to that, this mask does have essential oils, two primarily, which are peppermint oil and citrus oil, both of which can be pretty irritating to the skin. Not gonna lie, whenever I look at essential oils within products, I try to avoid citrus as much as possible because that tends to be the most irritating to the skin. And I was a little bit disappointed when I saw it within this ingredient list. However, I will say it's not high up on the ingredient list. They're at low concentrations, and because this is a mask and wash-off treatment, it's not too irritating to the skin considering that you only have it on for 10 minutes. The last complaint I would have is that this mask is a little bit expensive considering how much product you're getting, and I also am not a huge fan of the packaging. I understand that they're definitely going for more of an aesthetic and airtight packaging, but at the same time, it's one of those like when you unscrew the top, it'll tend to like just kind of like come out at a like unstoppable rate, and then you're just like, how do I stop it from coming out? It gets a little annoying. But besides that, I have no complaints. So overall, when it comes to this mask, I'll have to say that it is a good mask. It's not my favorite, I'm not obsessed with it, I'm not in love, but at the same time, I don't hate it, and I don't think it's the worst mask out there. I think you're getting what you're paying for. Pretty good mask. However, I will say that I will probably stick with other masks in the future when it comes to hydrating my face. Have you guys tried this mask? Let me know in the comment section down below. I want to hear what your opinion is. If it differs from mine, if it's the same as mine, let me know what y'all thinking. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.